Cork's Red FM.
It's been a problem since I started 3 years ago, to get a consistent 60 minutes out of the girls. Sometimes I'd be telling them that when a match starts at 2 that it actually starts at 1:30 just to try and jizz them up beforehand. And today we kind of disappointed again in the first half. Our backs were outstanding throughout the day, but the forwards, the 6 of them just didn't click in the first half. But fair play, some straight talking at half time, and I thought they played very well. Just a couple of scoreable opportunities, and that's it at the end of the day. That's all she wrote.
6-3 in arrears at the break, but certainly the start of the second half, while it did take 4 or 5 minutes to get the first score, you really were motoring at that stage. Most of the possession, dominant on midfield. It was a good Cork display at that stage. Yeah,
to be honest with you, Galway came up very physical in the first half, and I think we let them dictate the pace of the game. Again, straight talking in the dressing room at half times. The girls always respond. They're very good at that, and they came out and they got stuck into it. It was going to be kind of like a battle of physicality and wits and things like that, and we got on top, and I think we dominated for long periods of the second half. I think there was 1 or 2 decisions from the referee that'll still, I want to see the Sunday game tonight to see what they were about, but we left ourselves in a position where we were a point down, needing to score 65 after missing a couple of easy shots, so I can't complain.
It didn't seem to matter where you fouled the Galway players once Aisling Connolly stood over those frees. Yeah,
that's the difference. Like, we could see that when we played them up in Galway a couple of weeks ago, that it didn't matter where she took a free from. She's deadly accurate, and as a backup to that, then they had Jessica Gill. Their problem for a long time in Galway was that their free takers were the only ones doing the scoring, but that's been resolved now, and they were all a threat, whether from frees or any ball that was going in. They were deadly last week and again this week.
A couple of injuries there out there today also, which was a pity. Okay, they won't matter to you as a county manager, but they will matter to their clubs now in the coming weeks.
Yeah, the clubs have been very good to us throughout the last number of years, putting matches off, coming up to semi-finals and All-Ireland finals, and I appreciate everything that they've done. Unfortunately, injuries are part and parcel of the game. Sometimes it's the flip side is that we might be missing a player after a club game. Unfortunately, there's a couple of injuries today. I hope they're not too serious.
The way you surrendered your crown, I suppose in the last couple of minutes, you edged ahead for the first time, I think, with about 4 or 5 minutes of normal time left on the clock. And then we're kind of ahead, but Galway getting those couple of points back. It was real end-to-end stuff, but the girls battled until the end, and I suppose that's a sign of a team who were All-Ireland champions.
That's the thing, they've never given up easy. You could see that last week when we went 2 points down just after that goal. A lot of teams would have panicked, straight back up the field, and slotted over 2 points. I think if we'd another 1 or 2 minutes there, we probably would have drawn level. But it's just not meant to be. This would have been their 9th year going for an All-Ireland, into an All-Ireland final, and sometimes you have to lose finals and sometimes you have to lose semi-finals. A lot of the girls haven't done that. I think it's just Mary O'Connor and Rachel Maloney who've lost the semi-final. It's not matter of fact anymore. You can't just turn up and you can't give 30 minutes of hurling, and that's what it comes down to.
I suppose with the ladies footballers also having lost their crown yesterday, a disappointing weekend for Cork ladies Gaelic games, and I suppose coming near the end of both games it looked as if both teams were on course for victories, but you can't keep the machine rolling and rolling and rolling.
No, it doesn't. It ticks over a lot, and I still think that there's a lot of heart in these girls. You'd say probably, sometimes, a book says the end. I think this says next chapter, and that's what it is. There's a lot of new players coming into the team. I'd say that there'll be a couple of retirements, from the team that was here. I'm very appreciative of everything the girls have given, and I'd wish them all the best of luck.
We might invest in a counselling session for yourself. They really put you through the rigours, but I suppose when you came into your first season in All-Ireland title that year, and then it's always hard to match the first season as well, but you're, I'm sure, going to hopefully stay around for a while, but will reflect as well, because this is now a time for reflection, because it's going to be a couple of months now before it all starts again.
It'll all start again. I think last year, the first year was amazing. Last year, obviously the pressure was on. There was no pressure the first year. And this year, we said that we'd give it everything. We're probably missing 5 players coming into this year, so you have to find fresh talent. we have, and I think it's, you know, not only fresh talent in the field, I think there's fresh talent required as well on the sideline. So I'll be bowing out, I think, after this one, but thanks for everything.
Cork's Red FM.